Warrior Cats fandom is a very large fandom based off of an equally large book series. Everyone has their own perspective on the books and has a right to their own opinion, but some opinions are simply wrong. Today, I will be reviewing and giving my own takes on some anonymous hot takes I found on Instagram. I'd like to say that all the hot takes in this video were found on Warrior Cats confession accounts linked in the description. The majority are from WarriorCats_confessions and the minority are from FlyZpelt on Instagram. I'd recommend you to check those out as they tend to be rather entertaining to say the least. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do so now. I post WarriorCats and Wings of Fire content on a regular and would be happy for additional support. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for standing by my side. I couldn't have gone here without you. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. I really hope that after this series, Aaron take a break from the supernatural side. I feel like they're falling into that next cycle of, okay, what's the next big bad? This is actually a writing issue known as power scaling, and a lot of media suffers from it. In order to keep a viewer engaged, you have to keep on making the threat more powerful and dangerous. In Warrior Cats, we've already gone to the max on the spectrum, the full-on invasion of hell, so it's hard to make anything feel like it's stakes anymore. Confession, Needletail shouldn't have gone to StarClan. The only good thing she ever did in her life was save Violetshine. Everything else was killing and trying to destroy the clans. If StarClan let a cat like that in, why couldn't they let cats in that did absolutely nothing like Thistleclaw? I agree with this a lot. If Juniper Claw went to the Dark Forest, Needletail should have done so as well. Juniper's afterlife proves that just having one sacrifice doesn't improve a lifetime of rebellion and destructiveness. And may I point out that Juniper Claw didn't kill more cats than Needletail did, and Needletail actively sabotaged ShadowClan. Not Thistleclaw doing nothing wrong though. Are you ignoring the fact that he told his apprentice to murder a child and the entirety of Spotleaf's heart? Even if you're not including Spotleaf's heart, may I mention the child murder again? I think Warrior Clan could be an amazing segue into new clans who have amazing rules, ranks, beliefs, and names. I think a complete refresh on that would be the best thing for the series. I'd much prefer to watch the development of Monkey Star and Warrior Clan for a completely fresh start. Warrior Cats definitely needs a soft reboot to bring in more fans and to bring in more characters, and Warrior Clan proved this opportunity. Unfortunately, we aren't likely to see them again soon, as they're around a moon's journey away, and the next arc is in the Lake Clans unless one of our protagonists gets exiled. Confession. I like Rainflower, a made-up cat, as a character because she had a reason for abandoning Crooked Kid. It wasn't a good reason, but it was still a reason, and she was better than my own mother, so liking Rainflower is an outlet for me. So no, I'm not a troll or evil, it's just a fictional cat I use to cope. Nothing I can say about this, but please get therapy. Side note, but I found the person trying to justify Rainflower on this account as well. I know this person isn't justifying her, but another person is. I seriously thought that we all decided Rainflower wasn't okay 2 years ago. I'd love a novella or super edition about life in StarClan. We've only seen snippets of what it's like in some books, and I think it would be cool to see how they send prophecies and omens down to the clans. It would be great to see how they interact too. I agree with this. We got Squirrelflight's hope, but that was mainly focused around Squirrelflight hating being in StarClan, and we didn't get to know about any StarClan lore besides the judges. The main bit of spirit lore that we're getting seems to be from the sisters, and even then they haven't explained reincarnation and a bunch of other features of the afterlife, like how they possess living cats. Because Rootspring could be possessed by Firestar in the Dark Forest. However, Rootspring could not be possessed by Ashfur in the Dark Forest. I think a super edition on Ashfur would be good for this. It could cover the behind the scenes of him and Hawk Frost meeting, and also explain how he made the Dark Forest tunnel. Maybe it could be called Ashfur's Fire. I always thought that ShadowClan cats were portrayed under Cedar Star's reign, and Yellowfang's secret was cool. Most of the cats were harsh and sarcastic, and I think that it defined ShadowClan. Maybe they didn't have the best intentions and morals, but they were always interesting to read about. I agree with this. ShadowClan has always had the strongest identity as a clan. They're pretty harsh, but they've reason to be so as they're constantly fighting off rat attacks. And almost every single cat we've seen from ShadowClan ends up being a pretty hardworking warrior. I'm glad that we got to see more of them in recent arcs, such as the Vision of Shadows and the Broken Code, but I kind of feel like they lost their touch because we were exposed to them too much. Next confession, I feel like Hollyleaf is super underrated in the fandom. She may have killed Ashfur, but I feel like she's a good reason after what happened to her in the Forest Fire and all. She often gets hate for announcing what she did at the gathering, but truthfully, you have to consider how much stress she was under. That goes again when she lives under the tunnels. People still dislike her even after she saves Ivy Pool as well. I just think Hollyleaf deserved much more. Question: have you never stepped foot in the Warriors fandom? On no site is Hollyleaf ever remotely underrated. She's one of the top 5 most popular warriors when it comes to map topics. Also, I've never seen her be villainized before. Please tell me where you are from, Anon, so I can return you to your alternate timeline. I read Blue Star's Prophecy a while ago, and I still can't wrap my head around how rushed Blue X Oak was. I'd always seen lots of mentions of it, and the fan art of it seemed to get a bunch of hype, so I was excited. But it was very disappointed. I mean, Blue and Oak only met out once outside of a clan gathering, and suddenly she's having kids? Blue Oak definitely comes off to me like more of a fling than a ship because of the lack of build-up. I feel like Crooked Blue had more build-up than Blue Oak did, to be honest. And now we're switching to the Fuzzy Belt Confessions, and this first one is a steaming hot one. The art is by Tough the Sky, by the way. Please don't attack me for having this opinion, but I hate it when people draw cats like Ashfur and Hollyleaf with human features such as bangs and other emo things. They're cats, not human. Furries are so annoying. Sir, this is Warrior Cats? A xenofiction series meaning anthropomorphic cat. Things are unrealistic already with talking cats, so why not just add hair? Also, if you don't want furries in your fandom, then join a fandom that isn't literally about talking cats. This next piece has art by Phobic Art. Shattered Sky should have been the 5th or 6th book in the Vision of Shadows arc. The main antagonist of the entire arc died in the 3rd book. A Vision of Shadows was an amazing arc, one of the best. Up until the latter half of the series, where it seemed like everyone was twiddling their thumbs and trying to come up with more conflicts to drive the book forward. This same problem has occurred in the New Prophecy and the Power of 3 too. If I remember correctly, the New Prophecy was originally going to be a trilogy, and in Power of 3, the Errands only plot books a certain time in advance, and the entire arc was centered around the fire scene, so they were pretty much just always building up to the fire scene, and not the powers in the eventual battle with the Dark Forest. Darktail was one of the best villains we had in a while, and I'm sad we didn't get to see more of him for the rest of the arc. Imagine if he had actually crawled out of the lake and revealed that he didn't die. He had 8 lives. Imagine the conflict it would cause, as he was technically the leader, so they have to play nice with him. Also, who would have given him his lives? That could be an investigation in itself. Tree would be able to investigate that and would have something to do. Maybe Dark Forest Cat experimenting with souls. The cat who becomes a villain in the next arc did it. And this next one, I do not agree with it. I just don't. Art by XStatCatX on DeviantArt. I think that Mapleshade deserved better. I know she had some mistakes at some point in her life, but it wasn't her fault at all. She wouldn't have made those life choices if Appledust wasn't such a fox to make. I am even writing an AU where Appledust's actions were recognized. Now, we aren't just shown a lot of backstories Appledust's mate in Mapleshade's Vengeance. We can see how he is as a father. He rescued his kids from drowning the first time Maple takes them to the river, and even though he has to stay different from them for his own safety, he still makes sure Mapleshade knows he loves her. Mapleshade, despite Appledust's warning when her kids almost drowned earlier, made the decision to cross the river without Appledust telling her to do so. The loss of her kids was her own fault. That's all. A lot of these takes are scalding hot, and I can't wait to see all of your takes in the comment section. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I could use support, and thank you so much to my long-standing subscribers. I wouldn't have made it here without you. Anyways, that's all. Rogan out.